Hey everyone, welcome back. I am here with part 2 and how to apply the gel and also how to file, shape, and buff. I'm going to start off with my nail primer. I have already prepped my nails. If you would like to see how I prep my nails and apply the nail tips, I will leave that link down below. So as you can see, I usually do 2 to 3 coats. I don't know if it makes much of a difference, but I like the primer to look wet before I apply the gel. So now I'm going to take my Clear Builder Gel and I'm just going to brush a thin layer as the base layer onto the entire nail. You want to make sure you go slow and you get as close to the cuticle as you can without touching the skin. Of course, if you touch the skin, you can always clean it up. So I have not sped this video up. This whole entire video is going to be regular speed and just showing you in full detail how I apply my gel. So as you can see, I really want to make sure I cover the nail really good. And when you're done, you want to cure that for 30 seconds in my LED. Usually it will take 1 minute in a regular LED. And if you're using UV gel, it would most likely take 3 minutes. So just go according to your gel and your lamp. So now I took a big bead of gel and I placed it near the cuticle, but not even touching or kind of close, because I want it to be able to flow and kind of level itself out without touching the skin. So while I'm building the nail tip, that gel is actually floating a little closer to the skin. I don't like doing it with the brush because the brush is kind of big and I can't get as close, so I just let it flow on its own. And of course, you want to clean up the sides if you get any gel on the skin before curing it. When it looks how I like it, I go ahead and I put in the lamp. If you're a beginner and you have to do a flash cure, you go ahead and you do that. That just means you stick your nail in for about 5 to 15 seconds so that it will stop moving around and it'll give you plenty of time to continue on with the rest of the nail. So now I'm going to take another bead of gel, and this one I place it in the stress point and I kind of drag it a little back and I drag it a little forward. Again, I don't even get near the skin because I want it to be able to flow a little and not have to worry about it touching my skin. Sometimes when the weather is really hot, the gel will become a lot more runny, which is what happened to me in the middle of this set. So now I'm going to do the other 4 nails. And again, I'm just going to get as close to the cuticle as I can without touching the skin. If you have to and you feel more comfortable working with a smaller brush for this part, you definitely can. I usually do that just to get really close, but I couldn't find my tiny brush, so I just did it all with this one. It still works, you just have to be a lot more careful. And so after I'm done coating these 4 nails, I go ahead and I stick it back in the LED light and I let it do a full cure for 30 seconds. I will show you what I use to clean the sides. I have this Revlon cuticle pusher. I got it from Walmart and it has like a little scoop on the end and it's perfect for doing gel nails. And so that's just how I clean them, and then I stick them in the lamp. When they were fully cured, I continue on with the nails exactly how I did it before. And as you can see, I'm not even getting close to the edge. I just want it to flow on its own. And if you have to stop right there at that point and flash cure, feel free to do that. Gel is not like acrylic. It will not leave that harsh line in the nail. Everything just seamlessly blends in together. You can't even tell that you stop in the middle and then continue. So if you have to flash cure, just go ahead. After I finished all the nails, as you can see, some were a little bit lumpy because, like I said, the gel got a bit warm, and so it was a lot more runny and harder to work with. But it's okay. I just filed it away. Here you see me using my hand file, which most of the time I don't even use my electric drill. If you do your application nice enough, you won't have much filing to do with the hand file. But if you have like lots of lumps and bumps, which is normal when you're just beginning, then you could get a electric drill, and it really will save you time hand filing everything. But for me, I just feel like I have more control with the hand file, and I like doing it like this. I get the exact shape that I'm going for, especially when I do coffin or stiletto shaped nails. I just prefer to hand file it. So as you can see, this was not sped up either. I just go back and forth, and I look at the nail from all angles and make sure that it's even and there's not one side higher than the other. And make sure everything's nice and smooth. And I don't know about you, your personal preference, but I do thin the tip out a little. I don't like the look of a very thick tip. So it's perfectly fine to thin out the tip. You just don't want to thin out the stress point. You always want that arch in your nail. When you do shorter nails, the arch doesn't have to be as high. But when you do long nails, you want to make sure you have a nice, thick stress point. And so as you can see, it's really easy to hand file. It doesn't take too much time. But again, like I said, the drill is much faster, if that's what you prefer. And once I have the shape that I like, I will focus on the tip and just make sure it's nice and square. So after I finish filing all the nails, I take my buffing block, which I'm so sorry I lost the footage of that, and I just buff the nails until they're nice and smooth. And then I go with my design. Stay tuned to see how I got this cute design. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.